This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Tracy Zea of WCI to discuss the recent infrastructure bill that is headed to the president to be signed into law. Tracy, to start, there has been much cover in the mainstream media about the overall infrastructure bill, but what precisely is in it for the U.S. inland waterway system?
Absolutely. Thanks, Greg, for having me on here today. So, this infrastructure package provides a once in a generation opportunity for our nation's inland waterway infrastructure. So, what is actually in the bill for inland waterway infrastructure? It is 2.5 billion is provided for construction and major rehabilitation of projects. To kind of put this in perspective of history and past, if you look at the last 10 years of funding, plus the last infrastructure bill, which was done in ARA, which was done under the Obama administration, 2.1 billion was provided over the last 10 years for the inland waterways. So this is more funding than an infrastructure package plus the last 10 years of funding. Again, it's a once in a generation opportunity that's going to significantly advance our nation's inland waterways infrastructure.
So when we got the release from WCI talking about the bill, it was mentioned that the capital investment strategy navigation projects will be given priority. What specifically does this mean for the inland waterway system?
Right. So capital investment strategy, or CIS for short, a lot of people probably do not know what the capital investment strategy is. The capital investment strategy is a very unique document. It's agreement between the Corps and the Inland Waterway User Board. It's a federal advisory committee that is set up by statute of law, that the Corps and the users of the system get together and they rank and file in which construction projects should be constructed. So to put it very, very in simple terms, it's a list of priority projects that is tiered in order of which they should be built.
So I know the specifics on how, where, and when the funds will be prioritized and deployed is still to be determined. But from WCI's perspective, what do you count as the top 2 or 3 projects that deserve immediate attention?
That's a very good question, Greg. So yesterday there's some breaking news that came out. The Biden administration released a fact sheet in which it focuses on ports and waterways only. And in that fact sheet, they said the full 2.5 billion will be allocated here in 60 days. So we will know where the 2.5 billion will be spent. Most likely, again, it is the government. They could slow walk it a little more here in 60 days. But the capital investment strategy, our top priority since it was created back in 2010 is to finish what you started. So currently Chickamauga Lock near Chattanooga, Tennessee still needs about $39 million in funding. Then Kentucky Lock, just outside of Paducah, Kentucky is the easiest way to think about that lock, still needs, about 450 million. So those two projects we hope to get fully funded right away. And then if you go into the capital investment strategy, which is tiered A, B, C, and D, and that's where you're provided buckets. And in that, there was a new start last year given to Montgomery Lock. So we would like to see that one finish. We're just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then the other 3 in Tier A is Three Rivers, which is the mouth of the Arkansas meets the Mississippi River, as well as 2 NEST projects, Navigation Ecosystem Sustainability Projects. So the first one is Lock and Dam 25, just north of St. Louis on the Mississippi River. And the other one is LaGrange Lock, which is, if you're coming from the Mississippi River, the first lock on the Illinois River. So those are your 4 tier A projects. Really 3 since Montgomery got the new start. So that's a finish what he started. But, those are the 3 we think need to get priority and funded to completion. And these $2.5 billion provide the opportunity for those to be funded completion.
While this infrastructure bill certainly is historic, the inland waterway system and its users still face a multitude of challenges, from increasing numbers and intensity of natural disasters to environmental issues and, of course, COVID. When you look at the coming 12 to 24 months, what are WCI's priorities?
WCI's top priority will be the implementation of these $2.5 billion. Getting the funds is important, but making sure the Corps spends them in a correct, efficient manner so that these projects don't drag on for 30 years. They're completed in 5 to 6 years time frame, kind of like the locks were built back in 1920s and 30s in a 6-year time frame. So that's our top priority. But, besides that, appropriations is still ongoing. So here for the next 2 years is ensuring that our full use of our Inland Waterway Trust Fund receipts, which is the 29 cents gallon of fuel, is spent full and efficient on top of the match, which was done by the General Treasury. And that, is making sure we have 2 parallel tracks. So you're continuing funding through the trust fund and the construction program, but also the infrastructure package. And then you got Water Resources Development Act 2022 is coming up. Luckily for WCI, we received a very large win last year for the industry in adjusting our cost share formula for construction projects. So this year we're playing defense. We're making sure no harm is done to the industry that at a time where we have a critical opportunity to advance our industry.
Okay. Tracy, I truly appreciate your time. I look forward to talking to you again on the inland waterway system.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg.